Hello and welcome to the Everything Is Black and White podcast. Andrew Musgrove here. Hope you guys are doing well. Give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe as well to the channel. Thank you very much as always for your support. Outside of St James's Park on a possibly tropical Monday morning, given the temperatures of late, I can actually feel my fingers. Of course, here yesterday Newcastle beat Bromley 3-1 in the FA Cup, and they go away in the next round to Birmingham down in St Andrews, which will be an interesting tie for the Magpies. Early scare yesterday, we're going behind to League 2 opposition before Lewis Miley, Anthony Gordon and William Masula made sure they progressed. Me and Aaron Stokes will be bringing you the Monday show live later today on all platforms, so do watch out for that if you want a bit of a deeper analysis into what went on yesterday. Just wanted to bring you a quick video on what I think is probably the most important talking point post game, and that is the future of Martin Dubravka. It was expected by pretty much everybody that he would be no longer a Newcastle United player, that he would be leaving this month. I think had Nick Pope not picked up that injury, there's a good chance he would have gone to Saudi Arabia already. But as it stands, he is going to remain a Newcastle United player this month. That is now the expectation. Eddie Howe made it clear last week that he wanted not only to keep Martin Dubravka at the club, but wanted him to sign a new contract. He said that would be my wish. We have to make it clear Martin Dubravka has never asked to leave, but obviously when a big paycheck like the ones that are offered in Saudi top flight football put on your table, you will consider it, especially at the age he is. It's a big payday, last big payday for him and his family, sets you up for life, so you can't begrudge his head potentially being turned when he's told about this offer from a Saudi club. But really good news that Eddie Howe has got his wish and that he keeps Martin Dubravka at the club until at least the summer. Would I offer Martin Dubravka a new deal? Personally, no. I don't think it would be the right decision. I think Newcastle United, what they need to go and do in the summer is to go and get a goalkeeper that can save shots like Nick Pope and distribute the ball like Martin Dubravka. Who that man is it James Trafford? I don't know. But that's what they need to go and do in the summer. They don't need to give Martin Dubravka a new contract, in my view. But they did need to keep him this month because he's come in since Nick Pope picked up that injury and he surprised everybody. I'll be perfectly honest with you, when Nick Pope picked up that injury, I wanted Vlachodimos in goal. Martin Dubravka's performances towards the end of last season, obviously what happened at Manchester United, I just wasn't confident that Martin Dubravka was going to be able to fill the void that Nick Pope left with this knee injury, and I wanted the Greek international Vlachodimos, and I'm sure loads of you did, but I've been proved so wrong. Martin Dubravka has shut me up, he's shut the doubters up, and it is great to see him stay on this month. And I have to say, the defence just looks so much more assured, they look more confident with him at the back. Okay, he's not got the shot stopping abilities that Nick Pope has got, but what he has got that Nick Pope hasn't is the ability to play with the ball at his feet. When the ball goes to Martin Dubravka, when it's passed back, you look away. When it's passed back to Nick Pope, you look in fear. You think he's going to miscontrol it. You think he's going to mispace the pass. That's just the way he is. He's not very good with his feet, but Martin Dubravka is. And look, the record of late, okay, they've conceded against Bromley. He got a bit of stick on social media for that. I don't think he could have done anything to stop the goal, really. It was a wonderful finish from the Bromley player. I think the criticism was harsh on Martin Dubravka, but you look at the games previously, look at the clean sheets in the Premier League. Okay, he hasn't had too much to do, but what he has had to do, he's done pretty well. You know, efforts against Arsenal in the League Cup as well, efforts against Ipswich, he had to rush off his line and save one as well. When he's been called upon, he's done what has been required, but more importantly is just how confident the defence now look with someone at the back who can play with the ball at his feet. Yes, Sandro Tonali's come in and offered that protection in that number 6 anchor role, but Martin Dubravka has also played his part just simply because you're confident he's going to deal with whatever goes back to him. And look, the decision not to allow him to go to Saudi's probably been made a little bit easier by the fact that he wouldn't have got a fee for him. It would have been a free transfer. He's out of contract in the summer. There were wild talks, wild speculation that it was $8 million for Martin Dubravka, which would be what, 4.5 million pounds. Now if that was the price and that was the fee, you would accept that because you're going to potentially lose him for nothing in the summer, and £5 million, not a huge amount of money, but it all helped. But the fact that you were going to lose him on a free, what would be the point? It serves no purpose. It really serves no purpose. And look, if the team in Saudi wants him, for next season, I'm sure they'll come back in the summer and offer another contract, and he can go out there and get his big payday. But the Newcastle United to receive nothing to sell him, to let him go, would just have been a pointless move, especially with Newcastle doing so well. And what it means is that you don't upset that familiarity at the back, you don't upset the good feeling running through the team. I mean, they're on a great run of form. You never want to change a winning side unless you're forced to, and that would be a self-imposed force, wouldn't it, to change the goalkeeper because you've let him go, and you've let him go for nothing. It also means Nick Pope isn't rushed back, which is fantastic, because with a knee injury, especially with a goalkeeper, it's one of those injuries you don't want to rush him back to. So let Nick Pope take it easy on the training pitch, let him just get back into things, light training, no need to rush him back, which would have been the case, I think, had you allowed Martin Dubravka to go. Obviously he would have turned to either John Ruddy or Vlachodimos, but Eddie Howe hasn't used John Ruddy. He's used Vlachodimos once in the League Cup this season, but obviously plenty of speculation that it was more of a PSR favour rather than a choice to bring him in, a footballing choice. We don't know that. Only Eddie Howe knows that, but I don't think Eddie Howe would have been comfortable to play Vlachodimos or John Ruddy had Martin Dubravka gone, and that probably would have resulted in maybe Nick Pope being rushed back a little bit quicker than was right for him. As it means now, Nick Pope can just take it a little bit easy, make sure that when he does return, it is the right time for him to return. And that also then presents a question going forward. If Martin Dubravka can keep up this great form, if the team can keep on winning, Wolves on Wednesday, Bournemouth on Saturday, if they can keep up these good results and good performances and keep clean sheets as well, then when Nick Pope does return, is there a serious question to whether he returns and gets that number one spot? I'm not sure he will just walk in. I think there is a serious debate to be had whether Nick Pope actually would come back and start on the bench. It's the same like Botman and Dan Burn. Can you really drop Dan Burn after his performances this season? I'm not too sure you can, and that's brilliant. That's testament to the players who have come in and filled in for the number ones on paper. The fact that we would be asking these questions and saying actually it's not a dead cert that these top players who are better when you look at it on paper, who are better with ability, it's not a dead cert that they just walk straight back in the side, and that is testament to the team and to those players and to the form they're in. I'm just going to read quickly Eddie Howe's quote from the weekend, which pretty much put to bed any speculation Martin Dubravka will leave. He was asked about the exit of Martin Dubravka, and he said, "We've had discussions, of course, about his future, but I think we're very relaxed." I said earlier, he never said he wanted to leave. I think he's enjoying playing and he's enjoying the moment that the team's in, so I don't expect any major announcement. We hope that everything will die down, and now he's very much part of our future. And that's maybe the key point there. Obviously, I was saying, kind of backing up what he said last week, he didn't want him to leave, but he's now a key part of our future. Had this come and Nick Pope hadn't picked up an injury and Martin Dubravka was just sitting on the bench, I think it probably would be a very different conversation. But as it is, he's come in and been absolutely brilliant. And also, just a word on those comments, more comments after the last game against Arsenal, when he was asked about Martin Dubravka, who of course was waving to the end, plenty of tears. Yesterday, by the way, his reaction, obviously when he's walking around the pitch, just all smiles, laughter, hugs with everybody. He looked just happy. Didn't look like a man who was on his way out at all. Such a different reaction to that one down at the Emirates. But obviously the comments anyhow said after the game, I've mentioned them about his wish to give Martin Dubravka a new contract, that he wants him to stay, etc, etc. There was a bit of concern that maybe was a suggestion that not all is well between those making the transfer decisions and the manager, which I think was fair speculation. I don't think anyone can say you're reading too much into it. I think that was a fair question to ask. Is there a transfer tug of war? Is all well between Paul Mitchell and Eddie Howe? But what I think the decision on Martin Dubravka shows, and look, it could still change, although I don't think it will. I think he will remain in Newcastle United until the end of the season. But what it does show is that Paul Mitchell and Eddie Howe are on the same page. They're pulling in the same direction. You can shut down any questions of a civil war, any questions that there's discontent running between the two, and just be assured that they're working together for the best of Newcastle United, for the best of Eddie Howe's squad, and working together to get Eddie Howe not only the reinforcements to the door, but also making the right transfer decisions when it comes to players leaving. And as I've said, no fee for Martin Dubravka. It would have made no sense with him performing really well in goal and the team doing really well. But I think really pleasing that from people you talk to, Eddie Howe, Paul Mitchell, all working together on the same page, singing off the same hymn sheet, whatever metaphor you want to use. It's really good news that Eddie Howe has got his wish, and that we don't have that kind of soap opera playing in the background, or has Eddie Howe been forced to let Martin Dubravka go, has Paul Mitchell pulled rank on Eddie Mitchell, etc, etc. No, They're just working together in the background to make sure that Eddie Howe has the right players at his disposal, the right tools to use to get Newcastle United potentially to 2 cup finals this season and in the Champions League. So really good news on that. Shuts down any of that soap opera nonsense. Let me know in the comments what you think about the future of Martin Dúbravka. Are you happy with the news or the belief he's going to now stay till the end of the season? I am, for one. I'm pleased he is. The Gallagher corner, especially Strawberry corner just up above me here, made it clear yesterday, chanting his name, that they wanted him to stay. He acknowledged that. It looks like the decision has been made and how he's going to get his wish, at least on the basis that he's going to stay Martin Dúbravka till the end of the season, then maybe talk about a new contract. We'll wait and see on that one. It could all change. It really could. We've seen how much has changed since that Arsenal game to today. But let me know in the comments what you think on the future of Martin Dúbravka. I've been Andrew Musgrove. Make sure you hit subscribe. Please do hit subscribe. Hit thumbs up as well and share the video. Thank you very much and watch out for the Monday show later today.